You know, some people doubted Pep. You know, before he came to Premier League. Can he do it in the Premier League? Done it in Germany.
That was the word.
He done it in Spain, done it in Germany. Can he do it in the Premier League? Last year, 100 points. It won't work here. You can't do it. How you gonna do it in the Premier League? You had Messi. How you gonna do it? You can't do it without Messi.
Rainy day in Stoke.
He came here. 100 points. First season.
Well, second season.
First season. Get Champions League last season. Wrap that up calmly.
Scraped in. Guys, this is the Neeks Sports Podcast. The Premier League season is over, but we're still here. Man City are the champions of England 2 times in a row. First time that's been done since 2009, so 10 years since Man United. I say 2009, 2008 even, when Man United went back to back and ended up with 3 in a row in 2009. And Man City, the dominant force in England. Undoubtedly, for me, the best team in England right now. Some may say they haven't won the Champions League, etc. And it may never come. It may come next year, it may never come. We never know. But right now, they are the kings of England once again. 98 points, pushed all the way to the last by Liverpool. Close, but no cigar. I'm here with Ramone and Kyle again. What do we make of that title race? What do we make of Man City?
I mean, I don't know about you lot, but I was never in doubt. I was in doubt for one moment, and that was the second game in January when Man City played Liverpool. And I thought, Liverpool get a result here. Man City don't claw back this title. But they beat Liverpool, and from then, I was easy like Sunday morning. Easy like Sunday morning. I said, yep, it's going no other way than Manchester City. Remember, we went to the studio and I spoke to Have Hope, and I was like, nope, it's still going to be Man City. 5 points behind us. It's going to be Man City. I said it all the way. And I believed it. Like, 14, 15 games one in a row. They do what needs to be done.
As I predicted, really. As I predicted, I mean, you know, I said Man City would retain the title, first team to do it since Manchester United in 2009, and of course it came through. And some people doubted Pep. You know, before he came to Premier League. Can he do it in the Premier League? Done it in Germany.
That was the word.
He done it in Spain, done it in Germany. Can he do it in the Premier League? Last year, 100 points. It won't work here. You can't do it. How you gonna do it in the Premier League? You had Messi. How you gonna do it? You can't do it without Messi.
Rainy day in Stoke.
He came here. 100 points. First season.
Well, second season.
First season. Get Champions League last season. Wrap that up calmly.
Scraped in.
Second season. 100 points, arguably, is the best ever points that we've ever seen. We've never seen 3 digits in the Premier League before. Second season, 98 points. You're telling me he got 198 points in 2 seasons? Forget whoever's challenging him. That's remarkable. And yeah, last year had it with ease, no challenge. This year, some team from Merseyside who ain't won a Premier League in 30 years, or haven't won a Premier League at all, but haven't won the league title in 30 years, tried to put up a challenge, but Pep does what Pep does, man. He's a serial league title winner. That's what he is, man.
Yeah, gotta give it to Man City. Gotta give it to Pep. First year he came, struggled, just got in the Champions League on goal difference, made the signings he needed to, got rid of who he needed to, and he's proved that with the right players for his system, he can dominate. He did it as he did in Spain, and people said, well, Spain's only a 2-team league, them and Real Madrid. Did it in Bayern Munich again. It was pretty much a 1-team league. Give Borussia Dortmund. Every so often they pop up. But the Premier League, there's 6 teams competing for the title. Even then, Leicester even popped up and did it. But he's come and he's laid down the challenge to everyone else. Liverpool tried, but yeah, for me, Man City. Was it ever in doubt? I always believed they would win it, even at times when they were, 10 points behind, hadn't played the game less, got going to play Liverpool while Liverpool was still unbeaten in the league. Obviously, Liverpool's only lost one game this season, which was away to Man City. I still believed two things. One, Man City would win the necessary games, and two, that Liverpool would drop points. Now, there was a period, obviously, we know Man City went on a 14-15 game winning run at the end of the season. Within that time, that's after they lost to Newcastle, I believe it was. In that time, Liverpool dropped points at West Ham, dropped points home to Leicester, dropped points away to Man United, and away, I believe, was to Everton. Or was that home to Everton? It might have been at home to Everton. I can't wonder two anyway.
They beat them in Origi in the last minute.
That was the first game, but I'm sure recently they
drew 0-0.
They drew 0-0.
Away.
Was that way? Yeah. So 4 games, 8 points they dropped since that Man City game, and it's the levels for me. It's the levels that they just weren't able to sustain it to the end as they could have, because when you're 7 points clear at Christmas, 7 points clear at the beginning of the new year, a team who's won the league before, they go on a win that. They go on a win that. But I just felt that because of the pressure of having to win their first title in 30 years, it would tell. Now, granted, they were able to come back from it and win late. They won late against Newcastle. There's a couple of other games they won late. Can't remember all of them now. They won a few games late in the Origi, obviously getting important goals. But Man City got that experience, that title win experience, that in a run-in, they'll do what they need to do. Additionally, they've won 3 out of their 4 titles on the last day. So this is business as usual for them.
Yeah.
This is literally business as usual. We won it 2012, last kick of the game, last kick of the season. Won it 2014 after Gerrard's slip. Won it this year, doing what they just need to do. And yeah, I think I'm not gonna say unfortunate for Liverpool, because you just got to compete against everyone that's there. But this season they just weren't as good, just that bit behind Man City in terms of the points tally. I think football-wise, I still think Man City are better by a bigger margin than 1 point. But as a results business, Liverpool just behind. Obviously, the title race has been a whole season. Some people did say that Liverpool, they felt would win the title from the beginning because of how they did last year, Champions League, etc. They bought Van Dijk in, Alisson, Fabinho, Keita. What would you say for you is the turning points, maybe one, might be 2 or more, in the season that kind of really decided the title?
Well, the Man City Liverpool game at Etihad is definitely the biggest turning point. Because as Carl said, if Liverpool won that game, maybe even drawn that game, then Man City got a mountain to climb. But if Man City winning that game, the momentum just swung, and even Liverpool fans started to think, how many points there were? 5? Were there 5 points clear at the time?
There were 7 going into the game.
No, after the game.
4.
Yeah. So 4 points clear at the time after that game, and Liverpool fans just knew that there was there's so many more games to play. Granted, Liverpool did quite well to stay, on par with Man City, but that game, in fact, both games, because Riyad Mahrez scores that penalty in the first game at Anfield, then this title race for me is not even title race. Like, I thought the momentum will just swing so much. First team to win at Anfield since April 2017. Like, even now, up to this day, no one's won at Anfield since 2017 April. So even that in itself is just okay, we've lost at Anfield now. Hearts could drop. So Mahrez missing that penalty was massive, and then Man City then going on to win against Anfield. The rest of it kind of played out. Majority is kind of how we saw Liverpool drop points somewhere. But the Newcastle game was massive. When Newcastle beat Man City, you just thought, boy, are Man City about to just throw this away now? Because it was still early on. There's still a lot of time left. But Liverpool didn't capitalise that against Leicester, and I think that was massive.
Yeah.
Just allowed Man City to, okay, breathe again and go again.
And that was at home.
Yeah.
It was at home to Leicester. Obviously, they had the snow issue where they only swept the side that Liverpool were attacking in terms of the pitch. But yeah, they just weren't able to. If they had won that, the momentum could have shifted again.
Yeah.
I think for me, like, it's a season-long title race. But I think the two key ones were the games against each other. Mahrez missing that penalty. Mahrez missing that penalty in the last minute against Liverpool at Anfield meant there was a title race. Because I think if Mahrez scores that, Man City can kind of start pulling away. Because Liverpool taste defeat early at home as well. It does weird things. Man City also winning at Anfield, which they haven't done in years. I can't remember the last time they won at Anfield. That is a whole different mentality to be able to do that. That's at a time when I believe De Bruyne was out as well. So it's like, yeah, we can win the big game against who's supposed to be challenging us a title at that stage away from home without our best player. Misses that penalty. It gives Liverpool confidence that we can compete with Man City. All we need to do is beat the rest of the teams. And to an extent, it may affect Man City in terms of their performances. I don't think Mahrez has had a great season, and I would argue since then he's been worse up until the final day today. Before that game, I think he was playing all right. After that, he seemed to just plateaued, and I think that was the moment where they became a title race. Then the Etihad, where for me, Klopp got it wrong. You're 7 points clear. If you lose, you've still got 4 points. If you win, the title's over as far as I'm concerned. You go out there and play for the win. But he went there to play for a draw and lost. A draw would have been a good result, yes. But if you play for the win, I would say you're more likely to get a draw, especially the way the two teams were playing at that point. Man City were on the back of a loss to Crystal Palace maybe 2 games ago around the Christmas period.
Liverpool just spanked 5 past Arsenal.
To me, the momentum was always Liverpool. In December, they also beat Man United. Jose was sacked on the day after. Everything was the momentum was with Liverpool, and they handed it back to Man City. Because even with their playing for a draw, they still had chances to win or get something out of the game. The Mane chance that was cleared off the line by took a big deflections and all that, but by Stones. 12 centimetres left for it on the goal line technology. So if they had gone for it, for me, Man City were in a vulnerable state because they knew they had to win, but Liverpool are dangerous. And they handed the initiative back to Man City. And as you said, they didn't take advantage of any more slip-ups from Man City. And I think, for me, those were the two turning points for the title race. Okay.
I think I'm going to have to agree with Neeks. I was pretty much thinking the same thing. It's pretty much because like Ramone said, there's only 1 point in it, 97 and 98 points that they've finished on. And you could look back and you could say, well, if we had beaten Newcastle, or if we had beaten Everton when it was 0-0, we could have gotten those extra 2 points or extra 3 points, and we could have won the title. Or Man City would say, oh, we could have finished ahead of Liverpool by a bigger margin. But you're never going to go and play a season where you're going to win every single game. It's not going to happen. Like, you're not going to win every single game. Even if you think the games that you're not going to win are against the bigger teams, i.e. the top 6, and everyone that's 7th and below, you're going to beat home and away. That's not going to happen either. Like, you're just not going to beat everyone. So you have to expect that you're going to drop points. And those were the games that they dropped points. But the 1 point that could have made the difference was the games against each other. Literally, Liverpool get a draw at the Etihad, they win the title. And I think the title was that game was the title decider. For Liverpool anyway, it was the title decider. For Man City, it was more, we can keep the title challenge alive or keep within touching distance of Liverpool win this game. But for Liverpool, that was a title decider. We go out there and play and get a result. We've wrapped up this title pretty much, because I think when that game played in January, I think it was game week 20. I think that was game week 20. So there
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
20 games played, right? So there's 18 games left of the Premier League season, and you look at it now. Man City have won 14, 15 in a row. So out of those last remaining 18 games, Man City have won 15, 16 of them.
Yeah.
Out of those last 18 games.
Yeah.
And so if Liverpool, because like I said towards it the other day, Liverpool get a result there, Man City pretty much have to win every single game from 21 up until 38 to even stand a chance of winning the title. And as it's turned out, they didn't. It wasn't possible for them to do that. Because Liverpool were always going to drop points. It was going to happen. Even though Liverpool themselves, they were on like a 10-11 win streak themselves. Yeah. But in the end, it was enough. And, you know, to their own demise, that they didn't go out there and play the football that they've been playing all season against Manchester City in that game. And they got beat 2-1. And that's where they lost the title.